Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, known to history as Mahatma Gandhi, was a man who defied the British Empire for its harsh colonial rule during the height of its power. His beliefs, insight and actions moved billions of people around the world and ultimately set India free of its oppressors. Who was this humble man, and how did he achieve the seemingly impossible? Gandhi was born on October 2, 1869, in Porbandar, India. His upbringing in a devout Hindu household, characterized by his mother's religious devotion and his father's political influence, laid the foundation for his later beliefs and actions. Despite his family's liberal attitudes towards different faiths, Gandhi's childhood was marked by personal fears and struggles. At the age of 9, Gandhi began his formal education in Rajkot, where he showed an aptitude for academic studies but remained a reserved and introverted student. His early years were also marked by an arranged marriage at the age of 13 to Kasturba Makhanji Kapadia, which presented its own set of challenges and reflections on duty and responsibility. Gandhi's life took a significant turn when he travelled to England to study law, despite initial resistance from his community due to concerns about disturbing Western influences. In London, he faced personal and cultural challenges, but eventually qualified as a barrister. However, his legal career in India was short-lived, and he returned to England to further his studies. It was during this time that Gandhi delved deeply into religious texts and developed a keen interest in social and political issues. In 1893, Gandhi accepted an offer to work as a lawyer in South Africa, where he experienced firsthand the harsh realities of racial discrimination. These experiences ignited his passion for social justice and laid the groundwork for his philosophy of non-violent resistance. Gandhi's activism in South Africa, including his involvement in protests against discriminatory laws and his establishment of organizations to advocate for Indian rights, earned him widespread recognition. Upon his return to India in 1915, Gandhi quickly became involved in the country's independence movement. His philosophy of satyagraha, or non-violent resistance, became a guiding principle in his efforts to challenge British rule. Through campaigns such as the Champaran and Kheda movements, Gandhi mobilized peasants and workers in peaceful protests against oppressive policies, achieving significant victories for marginalized communities. Gandhi's commitment to non-violence was tested during World War I, when he struggled with the ethical dilemma of supporting British recruitment efforts. Despite criticisms and debates surrounding his stance, Gandhi remained steadfast in his belief in the power of non-violent resistance as a means of social and political change. The passage of the Rowlatt Act in 1919, which granted the British colonial government sweeping powers to suppress dissent, further galvanized Gandhi's resistance. Through his leadership, the Indian National Congress and the Indian people mounted a non-violent protest against the unjust law, demonstrating the effectiveness of satyagraha in confronting oppression. Undeterred, Gandhi refined his approach, recognizing the need for broader societal readiness for his methods. The infamous Jallianwala Bagh massacre in 1919, where hundreds were killed by British troops, further galvanized Gandhi and the Indian populace against colonial oppression, propelling the movement for independence forward. By 1920, Gandhi's influence soared as he restructured the Indian National Congress into a formidable political force, garnering grassroots support across towns and villages. His call for boycotting British goods and civil disobedience gained widespread traction, challenging the foundations of British rule in India. However, Gandhi's commitment to non-violence faced its most significant test when violence erupted in Chauri Chaura in 1922, leading him to temporarily suspend the mass civil disobedience movement. Despite criticism, Gandhi remained steadfast, emphasizing the moral imperative of peaceful protest through satyagraha. Throughout the 1930s, Gandhi continued to champion India's independence, culminating in the iconic Salt March of 1930. Walking 250 miles to the Arabian coast, Gandhi defied British salt laws, igniting a wave of civil disobedience and highlighting the awesome and impressive power of non-violent resistance on a national scale. Gandhi's efforts garnered international attention and sympathy, pressuring the British government to engage in discussions on Indian self-governance. However, the outbreak of World War II complicated the situation, as Gandhi opposed Indian involvement in support of British interests. Following failed negotiations and increasing tensions, Gandhi issued the Quit India ultimatum in 1942, calling for non-violent resistance against British rule. Despite facing imprisonment and crackdowns, Gandhi's unwavering resolve inspired hundreds of millions, not only across India, but by this time, throughout the whole world. The post-war period saw mounting pressure on Britain to address Indian aspirations for independence. The Partition of India in 1947, despite Gandhi's opposition, led to widespread violence and displacement, underscoring the complexities of the independence struggle. Gandhi's tragic assassination in 1948 marked the end of an era, leaving behind a legacy of non-violent resistance and moral leadership. His teachings continue to resonate globally, reminding us of the enduring and unparalleled power of peaceful protest in the face of adversity. Not a single human in history demands an amount of respect such as this humble man from India. Gandhi showed the world what the power of love and forgiveness could do, and the striving for the independence of his country was the perfect tool for this. At his absolutely massive and extravagantly impressive funeral, attended by millions and millions, Albert Einstein commented with tears in his eyes, "It may very well be that generations to come will not believe that such a man as Gandhi ever walked upon the earth in flesh and blood."